Ну что, стартуем? Так, куда идти-то я забыл. Вон туда. Ну, все.
I want to tell you a story about a god of the Northmen called Balder. The second son of Odin. He was beautiful, good and wise. He was fair of feature, he spoke fair words, he gave fair judgments. Light shone from him. Only good things were told of him. Yet he was the first of the gods to die.
Все, прогрузилось. Так, тут что надо? Всем привет, кто пришел. Ё-моё. Так, субтитры могут тупить.
The Northmen tell this story about the death of Balder. It begins with dark dreams. Night after night, Balder dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Balder's mother makes everything in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness. Swear an oath not to harm her son. One by one, they each make their vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him, Balder's mother boasts.
Там, кстати, боцман должен подтянуться. Блин, цепи.
She will.
Опа-на. Так, а эта маска типа исчезла? Эй, иди.
Go through it. It's dangerous. Follow it. What's behind the gate? Where will it take you? It's not safe. Dillian. There he is. There he is. What are you waiting for? Quick, find a way. Find him. Go. Before he disappears. Dillian, don't lose him. Where is he? Where's he gone? We're in the wrong world. He's not here. She's allowed to be in love. He's not in this world. He's in the other one. He's in the other one. He's in the dark world. The dark world.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white. Darkness and
Так,
light.
это в разрушенном надо сюда
Narrow
заходить.
dividing lines of our own making. Dillian taught her to see further. To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of colour stretching away from the glue. And Senna explored new paths into the unknown.
You can't. He didn't believe that she was got it. He saved you when everyone else has turned their backs. He's gone. He's in the dark world. He's gone to the dark world. You're in the wrong world. He's in the other world. The dark world. Without you.
Эй, тут нет ничего. Блин. А, хотя может сейчас там нет ничего. Типа в плохую версию перейдешь, и там может что-то быть. В Дота не играешь? Ну, хорошо, хоть в этот раз премы не покупали. Ох ты. 58-й. Позадротил?
Should have listened to your father when you had the chance.
Why didn't you listen to him?
His love has tortured you,
And it tortures them. There he is.
Where are you taking?
He's up there. He's up there. How do you get up?
Вверх.
There is a way up there. Find the way. She can do it.
Да я вижу эти прозрачные хрени. Опна, вот это не было.
The gods feast and rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Balder, striking at him with sword and axe. But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel. But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Balder's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask the mistletoe," Balder's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young." Oh dear.
Didn't she listen to her? She thought she could defend.
Ой, блин, теперь Вот где точка, с которой нужно на эту херню посмотреть? О, отсюда.
Do you know? Was it worth
Почему
it?
именно отсюда
You're still
работает?
alive at Dillian's death.
Ой, бредятина.
Deserve to be dead.
How does that make you feel? Do you know? Was it worth it?
You're still alive at Kill the things you love with your curse.
You kill the things that are most precious to you.
Dillian didn't deserve this. Years had passed since she left her father. She trained hard alongside her friend, Dillian. She saw things no one else could. Patterns, shapes, movement. An intuition that made her an exceptional warrior. Friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds. That of Zinbel and her past, and Dillian, her future. Two realities, tearing at her soul. It's all your fault.
You're cursed. Wasting your... You have no time for this. Speed up.
Так, еще две. С другой стороны. Сюда не спрыгнуть. Что, опять время?
You are guilty. You will always be guilty. Was it worth it? Do you think she remembers him?
Так.
He's the reason she keeps fighting. What if they're all about wasting your time, just delaying minute by minute by minute? What does she think she's doing? You're special. She thinks she can. They mean nothing. Being special. Waste of time. Could all be a waste of her
Эй.
time. What if the gods are just toying, playing? What if the gods are laughing?
А, на другую сторону.
Sing with her. It wouldn't be this. Be the first time.
Опа, на что тут есть?
He cared in a way that nobody else did. Do you even remember? His love is guiding you.
Че хрень какая-то?
You broke him. You killed him. You couldn't see the darkness within you. Dillian saved her. You owe your life to Dillian.
А, все понял. Нужно
Owe everything to him.
с той стороны обойти. Точно. Так. Все, понял. Сюда, скорее всего, не получится. Или получится. Да, тут цепь.
Do you remember the way he touched you?
как-то сломано. Сейчас туда вот это опустить, потом опять вернуться и посмотреть с той стороны. Шикарно. Это свинья орет.
Just like it strangled him.
Есть что-нибудь? Нет, ничего.
He saved you. He saved you. That's you. You owe him. His love keeps you strong.
Эй, давай текст.
Loki makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder. The blind god, Huth, was there. Loki asks him why he wasn't taking pollen. Huth says, I cannot see where Balder stands, and even if I could see him, I have no weapon. Loki replies, here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands. And Huth throws the mistletoe at Balder. It pierces through him, and to everyone's horror, Balder is killed. And for this, Huth is slain.
It makes sense in your mind, but it doesn't make sense in the worlds. The gods. But it doesn't mean anything. You can't read this language, you don't understand. Symbols. You're wasting time. You're cursed. Never succeed. Slow. Quicker.
Ай, блин. Что-нибудь сейчас разрушаться будет. Ой, опять она будет падать. Делинь. Ну иди.
Dillion never much cared for the underworld and looked dimly upon the druids, like her father, Zinbel. I guess he took after his father, a chieftain who believed nothing he couldn't see, and he happened to be blind. She felt safe in Dillion's arms, and to see the world through his eyes. Slowly, the darkness that had bound her so tightly began to unravel.
Тихо, не падай. Все, конец уровня. Так. А у меня тут пельмешки есть.
Shenua, your father cannot understand your darkness. He cannot see through your eyes. No one can. My own father was born blind. Doesn't have the faintest idea of what the night looks like. The word dark to him means as little as the word light. So someone is afraid of the dark. Should we fix them by taking away their sight? Would you give up the beautiful world? You, and only you, can see just to be rid of your nightmares. Or is this the price you pay for the gift you have? A gift that makes you so special in my eyes. Just another part of the person I know.
I left for the wilds to protect you from my darkness. Because I love you. But it made it worse. I'm so sorry.
Killing you would be too easy. They're taking your memories to torture you. They're taking you from the inside. You're disappearing one memory at a time. Every time you remember, it disappears.
Блин, побольше бы кат-сцен. Доживать бы успел.
Everything you have, the memories of ghosts, they belong to the gods, not to you. They're eating you from the inside. They want
Так, 3 испытания есть. Это все?
to crush it. I think they want your body, they want your soul. They want your mind, and they're going to take it.
О, еще одно.
Memories were yours, but they're the gods now. Nothing is yours anymore. It's disappearing with your memories.
Последний вроде.
The Northmen say that their Allfather, Odin, gave his eye in exchange for a drink from Mimir's well, the Well of Wisdom. In blindness, there can be wisdom. Only by giving can you receive in return. For this reason, I give my life and pass on my stories of the Northmen to you, Senua.
Where am I? I can't see. Who's there?
Can you hear me? I'm right here. Can't you see me?
Help me.
Breathe slow.
It's the darkness.
Stay still. Empty your thoughts. Tell me what you feel.
The breeze.
Good. Then there is a way out.
I can't tell where it comes from.
Yes, you can.
Ё-моё.
The voices, they've gone.
I'm still here.
Громко на тах трубит, да?
So dark.
It's okay. Listen to your own.
Там пахан один пока.
Feel it rise and fall. Good. Be aware of everything you hear and feel. Let your senses guide you.
Тут просто шепотом и... Скример, блин.
I can't go on. Julian?
Find a way. I'm not leaving you here.
Тут огонь горит, почему она нифига не видит?
I think I'm somewhere else now. The breeze has gone.
Use all of your senses. Let the world speak to you. What do you hear?
I hear water.
Good.
I've reached the water.
Good. That's your way out. Follow it upstream.
I'm so sorry. I thought I left this all behind.
Don't be sorry. It's not your fault.
He was right. It's inside of me. It won't let me go.
Senua, my father, he taught me the hardest battles are fought in the mind. not the sword. You're no coward. Prove that to me in the warrior tribe. This is just another battle. You can beat it.
This isn't your bet. You don't have to help me.
I want to. Besides, you are going to be a great warrior one day. We need people like you.
Вот мне вот кажется, это не чувак, ну типа не душа его с ней разговаривает, а и просто у нее шарики за ролики окончательно.
I know what you're thinking. He's not really here. Seems there's no escaping the past in this place.
Блин.
And so she's forced to relive it. To what end?
There is a house. I don't know what's inside.
Don't be afraid.
Tilly, there's something in here.
Do you see it?
No.
Then it cannot see you. Quietly move past it, one step at a time.
А типа этих касаться нельзя. Не очень тихо.
It's not following me.
Leave it behind and keep moving forwards.
Куда вперед-то? Ладно, хоть этих хрень не видно. Ёб твою мать. Еще какой-нибудь скример будет.
I think I'm in a house. It stinks of death.
The darkness is testing you. But you are in control.
There's a well.
Прыгай в колодец.
Don't turn back. We're getting close.
Dillian. Help me.
Come to us.
Dillian. Is that you? I can see a light.
Yes. I can see you too.
Фу.
She could spend hours, days even, trapped within herself, in the dark.
You see me?
Yes.
Your eyes were open, but you were gone.
And when it finally let her go, she could be anywhere, with no memory of how she got there.
When it comes for me, I have no power over it.
But here, for the first time, someone was there to help.
But I heard your voice. You brought me back.
You found your own way back. All you needed was a little help. A little hope.
You've done it. You did it. The warrior trials. Go get the sword. You have to get the sword.
With grammar reforged, you will have Odin's blessing to walk, a goddess, into the halls of Helheim and challenge Hela as an equal.
So Dillian was helping me. And the sword will lead me to him. Like when we first met.
Пожрать не дадут. Хотя пельменей в тарелке стало меньше. Эч.
Dillian gave her the strength to pass the warrior trials, and she saw a way out. To leave her past behind and become a warrior in Dillian's clan.
Go back. It's not safe.
The sword is tainted by the gods of darkness. Leave it.
No. He left it here. He wants me to take it.
You will pay a price for this.
But years later, with Zinbal's parting words still haunting her, the darkness came back with a vengeance. A plague.
Dillian?
Everyone suffered.
My father was not supposed to die like this.
Dillian?
Do you see it clearly now, Senua? The suffering you've caused.
This is your fault. You brought this plague to us. You have blood on your hands.
They're coming for you now.
They're coming.
They're coming to get you.
Ну, наконец-то. Так, концентрация. Ну. Эй, концентрируйся. Наконец-то. Хрена что этот меч может.
In the sea of corpses, the corpse waved through itself over the ones I loved. The ship broke up under them. The ship that had sailed from the land of shining fields. Their memorial stone is sacred. Come not here in the sun. Come not with a sword. Come not crying over a naked corpse. Come not with disturbed mind.
Прыгай, прыгай.
She's lost. She doesn't know where she's trying to get to. Is there any escape?
Do you hear the suffering, Senua?
Прям как в парфюмерии.
Does the precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood running cold on your skin? Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? They were once brothers, sisters, and loved ones. And look at what you have done to them. All because you were a coward, because you ran from your curse instead of facing it. When you turned your back on your father, Zinbo, you turned your back on the gods and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
Хрена себе. Эй, там как-то получалось. А, вот этот бой, это, короче, типа аналог того, что был в начале. Блин, почему не зажимает? То есть там ты еще не мог, типа, зажимать вот эту хрень. И ты не мог этих победить, а сейчас ты их можешь.
Who
Померли, померли.
is it?
И откуда я пришел? Так, на крики надо. Что-то зелененькое там.
She calls for you, Senua. Go to her. Answer her pitiful call.
The darkness took her life, and it will take yours. It's taking you further and further into it. Surrender to the darkness.
Блин, я сюда пришел, да?
I need you! Help me!
You're both dead. You both surrendered to the voices.
Your dear beloved was powerless against the darkness when it came forth. She too had a sight. She too doubted the gods and let the darkness infest her. But she didn't run. She escaped the only way she knew how. She gave her life to the gods. If only you had done the same, the world would have been spared this horror. It's not too late. She's calling for you. Why don't you join her?
Эй, уворачивался. Твою мать. Вставай, вставай, вставай. Что жать-то? Охренел. Эй, не многовато ли вас? Это там летает. Да, блять. Отстань от меня. Там слева должен быть еще. Дайте мне еще одно зеркало. Да сколько вас? Так. Этого сначала убью. Назад, назад, назад. Ну ты можешь сконцентрироваться? Чё, кого там эндить? Хера, с чем можно делать? Подходи. Блин, затяжной слишком бой. Твою мать! Вставай, 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 вставай! У меня же палец болит. Наконец-то. Фу, уже башка заболела. Куда бежать?
Why do you still fight on? Maybe you too should suffer with your brethren in this rot.
Вставай, безумная.
Into the seas and the rivers of hell. Isn't that what you deserve after all you've done? Give the darkness what it wants, let it swallow your soul and destroy all that you are. Why are you fighting for someone who is already dead? Just look around you. What hope is there for him, even if his soul could be rescued? Do you think he would thank
Блин, я не могу одновременно читать и
to his friends,
драться.
to his father?
Тут где-то подъем был. Наверх. Нет, это не он. А, вот он.
Darkness has taken you, Galena and Senua. Galena and you are lost. There's nothing you can do. You're dead. You're both dead. Mother and daughter dead in the sea of corpses. The voices took her and took
Блин, за руки, а почему они не расцепятся?
I can't fight it anymore. Not on my own. Where are you, Mother? I want to be with you.
That night, she gave up on her world to follow in the footsteps of her mother, to go to a place where the darkness couldn't reach her.
В тот день у него кончились пельмешки.
They're calling for me.
We've lost so many. And I've lost my father. I can't lose you.
You said it. I have blood on my hands.
I didn't say that. You've done nothing wrong.
Symbol was right. Everyone will suffer.
Zimbel is a fake. He is a hateful, bitter liar. He's poison. And his words still haunt you. Who do you trust? Him? Or me? Do you still believe in me, Senua? In us? Come back to me. Please. Don't let this darkness come between us.
hardest battles are fought in the mind. He gave her the sword with which to fight in more ways than one. And she gave him her word, never to surrender. All she needed was a little help. A little hope.
Дал ей меч, сказал, за меня дерись. Шикарно, шикарно. Сюда же, да? Там не пройти. Или пройти?
Into the mountain. Can you see it? Shall we tell her where to go? It's not far. Go on, look up. Just up there. Listen to us. Sit. Shall we tell her? Shall we? Does she know which way to look? Does she know her way into the mountain? She's a good girl, isn't she? So clever. Did you miss us? Oh, she did. She did. Are you glad we're back? She's so glad we're back. There's a door. You can do it. You can see it. Come on, Senua. Go away. I'm not listening.
Что-то темнеет.
I will tell you of a great hero named Sigurd, son of Sigmund, no less. Born after his father's death, Sigurd is cared for by the dwarf Rain. But Rain does not love the boy. Instead, he plans to use him for his own ends. You see, Rain's father possessed a great treasure given to him by the gods. But Rain's brother, Fafnir, killed his father and took the gold all for himself. Fafnir hid the treasure out on a heath and could not leave it. And from the evil in his heart, he turned into a dark creature, a dragon.
What is it? She can feel it. No. Don't open the door. No, go in. Don't turn back. What's in there?
Get back! A great beast guards Helheim. Garm is its name, and it knows you are here, Senua. It can smell your stink. What are you afraid of, Senua? How would you say Dillion if you are too much of a coward to step into the shadows?
They can't stop me.
Then do it! The beast is stalking you from the shadows. Your sword is useless here.
Так, я пришел оттуда. Но следующий свет впереди.
Do you hear that?
Don't fall for it.
It's me, Senua. It's so loud.
It's not her.
So full of hate.
It's a trap.
I just want to help them. Tell me what to do. Your father wants them to go away. And he only hurts me to silence them. But he's gone now. They always come back. He says I will die if I go with them. They say that I'm already dead. No, and they want me with them. Stop! That's why they crawl through the walls. Don't listen. Do you see them? Do you see their faces? He's coming. Senua, help me! Help! Get me out of here! Don't go! Where has she gone? She's disappeared again. She shouldn't be here. She escaped the darkness. She took her own life to escape it.
She can't remember when it started. When her mother lost her smile. Her eyes gazing past her towards a world she could not see. This is what happens if you reach for the underworld, he said. It was a lot to take in for a child. And the first time she felt the cold chill of fear. I don't talk much about her father. Sinbel.
О, наверх можно.
I suppose I just didn't want to risk upsetting her. But it doesn't matter now, does it?
Her torch is going out. No, it's not. It's going to run out soon. She hasn't got much time. Burn out. She's too slow. It's not going to burn out.
The darkness will come again.
Light. Safe later.
А, вот он, П.
Hidden in plain sight. She hasn't. You have it. Keep going. Where's the next?
Там же была П.
I can feel that. Two more to find. Why are you doing these pointless
Откуда? Сегодня
Чё?
ходим?
Да, сегодня да.
symbols are pointless? They're meaningless. Your mother's here. What if you collect them and there's nothing behind the door? Save Dillian. It's just another trial. It's just another trick.
Так.
Just to distract her from her real mission. You think you know, but you don't. Your mother
Почему ты тут появляешься? Сюда, что ли, надо?
is dead.
Нет, там что-то было. Только где? А, у меня третий знак исчез. Тогда окей. Направо или налево? Направо. А, да, вот он, загорелся. Да ё-моё. Можно зеркало, пожалуйста?
She's injured. She can still do it.
Ни хера не видно. Я увернулся же.
Go anywhere without your light. Take the torch and move. She's lighting the torch. It's not gonna help her. She's lighting the light.
Так, тут только что дверь же была. Эй, вот он знак же. Типа наверх надо забраться. А. Так, нет. Я все факелы зажгу. Теперь это может не подниматься? Не можно. А, тут недалеко. Хорошо.
This place. It reminds her of the isolating, suffocating darkness that she lived through as a young girl. Imprisoned in her room at night, the faces in the dark coming through the walls. She once thought everyone could see them. I mean, that's what children say all the time, isn't it? That there are monsters in the dark. By the time she realized that only she could see them, her father, Zinbel, could see the monster in her.
А, я отсюда пришел. Пахан, там еще жив? А, все, я понял, где я. Все. Мне страшновато немного, если честно. Так, я наверх уже поднимался, теперь вниз надо.
She'll have to go.
Ой. Давай, ныряй быстро.
The light's gone out. Run! Run! Get through it as quick as you can. The panic is here. What was that? Run! Run! Get to the light. Get to the light. Stop! 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 Stay there. Stay there. Stay in the light.
О, факел.
She's stuck. She hasn't found the house. Stay in the light. Stay. You're safe in the light. Go. Don't go anywhere. Stay here. Get to the next light. Let's go quickly. Run. You must run.
Так, тут надо что-то зажечь. Ну-ка, давай-ка факелок. Тут же где-то.
Can you feel them? Can you see them? Where are they? She can't see them. Where are they? She doesn't know. Look. Use your eyes. Where is it? What are you doing? Oh, what the shit? Keep doing. Going. Focus. There it is. You have all the rooms.
Do you feel it? The beast is crawling into your mind, searching for weakness. It found your mother and used her to trap you in here.
Did you see her die? I don't remember. I was only 5. They told me she escaped the darkness, that she's with the gods. But what if they lied? What if the darkness took her and trapped her here?
Где дверь-то? Так, это не туда. Значит, туда. А, вот они, да, руны. Я тут, значит, кирпичи кладу, он в телефон играет. Ой.
It's a trap. The beast is coming.
Ой, бежать надо. было сразу бежать. Зашел контактик.
It's a trap. The beast is coming. Stupid thing.
Run away from the beast! Let you go for nothing!
What have you done?
No! No!
You've lost it. It's over.
The darkness is back.
You've lost him. You've lost him. Get to the light!
Without his head, you will never bring his soul back. His fate is sealed. Now it can see you at your weakest. The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your father Sino while you pined for Dillion. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Mother, why did you leave me? This darkness, it's spreading. Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Dillion. I won't give up. I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to find Dillion.
The beast is down there.
No. No. She knows the beast is there.
Прыгай.
He's always watching you.
Не хочет.
She needs to find Dillion. She needs to find it. She lost it and she has to find it.
Блин, еще драка будет.
The torch alight.
А, нет. Ты чё, охренела? Уйди, уйди оттуда. Ой, не того бью. Ты нас... Прыгай. Да, я зря вперед нажал. Ему пофиг на зеркало. Так. Вот эти... Все понятно, нужно обойти и снизу пройти, посмотреть. Нет. Пока на паузу. Ой. Блин, интересно, вот скоро конец игрушки. Потому что все-таки угнетает по этой темной херне лазить. Ой, ё-моё. Так, ладно, ща. Приду. Да не то, что устал, но как давит вот так вот прям вот на мозг. Хорошо. Ребят молодцы. Блин, Боцман говорил, что придет. Падла не идет. Наверное, Алена авторитетом задавила. Ну, как на стримец. Он сегодня спрашивал, типа, когда еще подрублю. Хотя, наверное, он думает то, что... Ну, короче, скорее всего, он записи смотрел. Потому что на стриме его вроде не было. Солнышко, найдешь кофейку?
Да, конечно, держишь.
Хорошо, спасибо.
Тебе еще пюрешек сделать, любимый?
Не, вот это вот то, что я съел, достаточно.
Ты любишь меня?
Нет.
Пиздишь?
Возможно. О. Слышь, там сыт сзади кто-то.
Там пахан?
Ага.
Только один?
Да.
Паш, привет, пусть гости приходят. Паш!
Да, он тебе сейчас ответит голосом.
Пахан, приходи в гости.
Вот, пишет, привет.
Привет. Что ты так к нам? Я тебе кальян сделаю.
Блин, больше сложность бой по мечу поставить. Хотя, с этим...
Курит, как в последний раз, да, здесь?
Ну, да.
Да. Вот за это мы с тобой будем друг друга грызть.
Так, ну все, передохнул. Можно продолжать трухать.
She wouldn't listen. He was doing his best. She never, ever listened. Why didn't she listen to him? Trying to help her. He was trying to save her from the darkness. Zinbo was right. Zinbo was trying to save her from the darkness. But she wouldn't listen. Never choose. And now everybody is dead because of her. It's all her fault. All her fault. She should have known.
Под конец всегда оступается, кстати, заскриптовано.
Now the darkness has Dillian's.
О, сказочка.
She can search and search, but she will never find.
Rain the dwarf's sole desire is to possess this dragon's accursed treasure, and he uses Sigurd to reclaim it. He tells Sigurd the story of Fafnir's gold, and the good-hearted hero promises to slay the dragon if Rain would forge a strong sword for him. Sigurd remembers that his father once possessed a sword given to him by Odin. Odin broke the sword to bring about Sigmund's death, but Sigurd's mother still has the pieces. And so Rain reforges the famous sword. Sigurd uses the sword first to avenge his father, and then he and Rain go in search of Fafnir.
She has it. She's going to go through anyway. The light will the darkness has it, and she'll die.
Паш, когда у тебя отпуск?
Так, с какого угла смотреть? А, вторая тень, что ли, нужна? Ну ты же можешь факел пронести здесь, чтобы он не потушился. Блять, куда бежать? А теперь тут свет появился. Тут же свет, какого хера? Так, подождите, а чё в сентябре? Тут же светло, почему тут темно? Это Натаха что-то спрашивала, да? А, все понял. Падай в трупы, что-то. Там светло. Ведь вообще ни хера не видно. Сюда можно? Нет, туда нельзя. Нет, сюда тоже нельзя. Куда там бежать-то? По логике где-то там должен быть огонь. Так. Так, а тут, скорее всего, стоит сейчас вернуться обратно. Твою мать. Вернуться обратно. Зажечь факел. И там обойти. Вот он мост. Вот он проход.
What's she doing? She's lighting the torch. She's making light. She's making a fire. She's got light on the other side.
Да.
She'll be safe.
Я, конечно, протупел. Ну ничего.
What's she thinking? Keep going. Keep going. What is she doing? Stop. Keep going, keep going.
She can't help but think of him. A tender guiding flame in a world so black. The longer it burned, the more she convinced herself that there was nothing beyond its reach. How little separates us from what we fear.
Keep the torch alight.
The dragon Fafnir is so large and deadly that it would be impossible to kill him face to face. But each day, Fafnir crawls across the heath to find water. So Sigurd digs a pit in the dragon's path and lies in wait in it. When Fafnir slithers overhead, Sigurd sinks his sword into the dragon up to the hilt. Sigurd leaps from the pit, and Fafnir sees his killer. He warns Sigurd that the treasure will lead to his death, as it led to the death of all who owned it. Sigurd replies that death comes to all men, and every man would want to be wealthy until that day. And he takes the treasure.
Руки. Это отпуск в сентябре, пацаны.
Паш, куда едем?
Пока никуда. Солнце я не слышу. Вставай, родная! Да я же уворачивался. Ой, как не вовремя я заюзал. Твою мать. Ахан говорит, надо дожить. Эй, ты охренела? Ты чё помираешь-то?
Remember your training.
Так, манду. Ты сейчас? Ну, наконец-таки. В прошлый раз чуть не хватило. Твою мать!
People think of evil as an unnatural, invisible force, and so invoke the gods for protection. But evil can come from the hand behind the gods. A familiar hand, cold and cruel. He tried to fix her with his rituals, kept her trapped in that hole. She couldn't say which was worse. The darkness. Or the monster that her father had become.
Я тут думаю, участок купить, дом можно уже строить с этих кирпичей.
Headed for the one ray of light that shone down on her. If she had stayed, she wouldn't have survived. But maybe Dillian would still be alive.
I'm so sorry, Lena.
Ну чё, Турция?
Иди ты нафиг своей Турцией.
Таиланд.
She will save his soul, even if this time.
Ну что вы такие стали, пердуны?
Солнышко мое, тут сумасшедшая ходит по аду с головой своего мужика, который помер, чтобы вытащить его из ада. Какие паспорта? Мне не надо паспорта, все хорошо.
Паш, мы паспорта оформлять будем. Онлайн. У меня тоже кончился.
Ой.
Я сразу на Ореха буду загранку делать. Выходы есть.
Куча чего-то. Ну, хоть факелы не нужны.
Mother, I won't let the darkness trick me again.
Чё?
I know you're safe with the gods. I can feel Hela's gaze, searching for secrets inside of me. Secrets that even I can't see.
Эй, куда
I'm not
бежать?
here to fight my past. I'm here for Dillian.
Так, ну.
I will fulfill my vow, whatever the cost.
Так, надо маску искать, скорее всего, которая типа восстановит мост. Вон там это восстановление я уже вижу одно. А, лестница. Лестница, блин, конечно, очень похожа на лестницу. Или отсюда этот мост надо устанавливать? Нет, не отсюда.
She can see it. The bridge. She can't cross the bridge. It's broken.
She has to fix it.
It's too dangerous.
She's done it before.
She can't fix it.
She's done it before.
She can. She can. She'll do it again. How's she going to fix it? How will she do it?
There must be a
So
way.
you have to try.
She'll never make it.
She can see it. The bridge. She can't cross the bridge. It's broken.
She has to fix it.
It's too dangerous.
She's done it before. You have to fight on.
Be powerful.
The final battle.
Get his soul back. It's the final task.
Yes, it is. This isn't just a broken bridge, is it? Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown. To lead so that others may follow, or to warn so that they may avoid. That is our gift and our duty. I'm not going to look away in fear anymore.
Ну собирайся. А сюда тогда зачем подход? Силой мысли. Не хочет. Ладно, идем выше. Отсюда? Да, отсюда.
She can do it.
She can do it.
She can still see the secrets
Of the gods.
She can think differently. So special.
You can do it, Senina.
She must see. She has the sight. She can see their secrets.
Вот оттуда, наверное. Когда они тут что-то говорили. Не, ни хрена.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. They call this Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. Then, mankind will turn on itself. Brothers will fight each other to the death, and people will forget what they owe their kindred. Times will be hard. Crimes will be great. It will be an age of axes and swords. The wind will blow through abandoned halls. Wolves will walk where children played. The world will fall into ruin.
И тут откуда пришел? Отсюда я и пришел, да?
The Northmen say the gods will fight their last battle at Ragnarok. Their watchmen will blow the horn that can be heard through the whole world, and Odin will speak with the severed head of Mimir, which gives him good counsel. The land of the giants will thunder with the sound of their army on the move. The gods will assemble, the dwarves will leave their stones, the frost giants will come from the east, the Midgard serpent will turn up the waves, eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their yellow beaks. The ship of the dead will set sail.
Пророчества все какие-то страшные. Там еще третья часть моста. На нее откуда смотреть? И что, обратно, что ли? Эй, ну быстрый проход какой-нибудь. По цепочке спустись. Так. Я ж только что оттуда. А теперь решетки нет. Капец. Я что-то пришел. Так, оттуда. Этот установился оттуда. Блин, куда это подрубать, я хер знает. Откройся. Идти. Ладно, похер, возвращаюсь назад пока. А, сюда-то особо и не вернешься. Твою мать. Там какие-нибудь лестницы есть, я их не заметил. Тут был. Что-то не заметил опять. Сюда нельзя. Ой, толпаный мост. Как-то отсюда вот это вот установить можно. Лестниц тут нет. Тут лестниц тоже нет. Ну не чешуя себе. Хорошо, хоть локации маленькие. Далеко не уйдешь. Сейчас вражины будут.
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures. Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash, trolls will walk the land, men will tread the road to hell, and the heavens will split open. say that each god will do battle at Ragnarok. Odin will fight the monstrous wolf and be killed, but his son will avenge him and plunge his sword into the heart of the beast. Freyr will face Surt, but he had given his sword away for love, and without it, he cannot defend himself against the flames. Thor will smite the Midgard serpent to no avail. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, steam will shoot up, flames will play against the sky, the heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and the people everywhere. Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok. For it is nigh.
Что-то тут глянуло. Прикольно. Ну давайте драться. Другого выбери. А, этот умер уже. Отсюда пришел. Сюда надо. Yeah. Да ёбаю. Все, я теперь понял, почему с определенной точкой. Эти кристаллики должны в определенном порядке выстроиться. Да, я шорткат как раз для этого открывал. Ай. Эй, я ж тебя прыгал. Как ты? Ё-моё.
Behind you! Finish this! Finish this!
Наконец-то, блядь.
Wait. What? What happens when she dies? What happens to us? What happens to us? We die too. Do we die too? We die too. I don't want to die.
We'll all die someday.
I don't want to die.
And when everyone's gone, even the gods will die.
I don't want to die. We don't want to die. I don't want to die. Senua, stop. Turn back. Stop. Stop her. Why is she going? Stop. Stop. Why won't she stop to die? She wants to stop. Stop. Stop.
Побеги.
I don't want to die.
I'm sorry. I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone. Stop.
I don't want to die. Please stop. 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 You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not them. They were afraid. Like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
They made them real.
No!
Follow your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
Ну, хоть сейчас бежать можно.
It's not like the old stories, is it? The noble warrior facing evil in search of victory and honor. Clear dividing lines. No. Oh, this place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within. Memories you cannot defeat, cannot escape. This is her hell.
Мама жарится.
Be like this. Turn away, Senua! Turn away, Senua!
You see it, Senua? You see the darkness, faces of fear and suffering.
You can see it.
I remember it clearly now.
She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
Ну, она как бы сказала нахуй богов. Ну да
This
ладно.
is what happens when you listen to the voices of the underworld. They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your mother, and the darkness will come for you too. You understand, son?
I do understand. with your own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness! You created this darkness so you could hide behind it!
Only suffering brings salvation. It is the way of the gods.
It was all a lie. You are a lie! She didn't defy the gods. She defied you. And so you killed her.
You didn't pray to the gods. You prayed to your mother. Your mother, who was too weak to fight the darkness and abandoned you.
You tortured her. You killed her. You are the darkness.
Those rituals, the years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you. It was the only way to fight the curse within you.
You're a liar.
The darkness is inside you that will destroy you.
You're a liar!
No, Senina. The darkness is here. You cannot wish it away. And it will watch as you draw your last dying gasp.
I won't let you kill me.
Что на мощность стало? Эй, эй, мать, поднимайся. Во месиво. Вставай, мать! Давай нахер этих! Блять, их дохера. Сильным. Сзади? Кто сзади? Понял, кто сзади. Все, конец.
You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
Look at you. Running forward, moving backwards to wallow in your miserable past.
О.
You're making a mistake searching for Dillion.
Еще одна арена для боя.
The mistake that killed him in the first place. I'm trying to save you from yourself. You still believe it is a lie. The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillion by the Northmen. You saw it yourself.
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillion's soul if the darkness is a lie? How you saved him?
He's here. I know he's here. Dillian, I know you're here. Hold on. I'll find you.
Это предыдущие боссы. Вставай, вставай. Давай, давай. Сеня.
Trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have him.
Хахан, там финальный босс, так что можешь от игрушки. Фига себе, он такой маленький.
Or what? What can you do to me that you haven't already? Fight me. Come on.
You betrayed your own father. You betrayed the gods in search of Dillian, in search of love. Look where that's got you. Let go of your battle. Let go of redemption. Let go of Dillian. Don't let your darkness hurt anyone else.
Можно я вот куда-нибудь? Ладно. Видимо, этих надо месить все-таки. Я хочу до этой хрени добраться. И убить ее. Какой смысл мне этих бить-то? Ты, хватит. А, они бесконечны. Так и надо умереть. Блин. Натаха еще подошла, свет вырубила, падла. Это жопа большая у этой тьмы. Но фигура женская. Сама принесла меч ей. Шикарно. А, там же было в проклятии то, что, типа, когда достаешь меч, ты можешь умереть.
You're alive, and there's no darkness. Then you never took him from me, did you? And I can't save Dorian. Is that what you want me to believe? After all you've done to me? And to him? You're not a lie, but you're a liar! You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know he's here. I know you have him. I'll give you my life. That's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. I'll be a slave for you. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok. If you release it.
Кстати, у нее левая часть тоже поражена. А хотя нет. У этой правая рука. Точно. Хотя... Или это отражение? Только без скримеров.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senna. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When our time comes, we must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. Only then can we let go of our fear. And emerge from our darkness.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senior. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea.
do not mourn the waves, the leaves and the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again.
Oh no. Oh. It's the rot. The darkness is back. The darkness is Wait. What is it? It feels... It's different. It feels... okay. Is it okay?
This is where my story once began.
It's different.
And so it has to end here,
It's changed.
because I cannot see further than this.
Follow us. We have another story to tell.
My friend, go with her. This now will be your story to witness. Goodbye.
Так тьма все-таки померла, получается. Почему тьма померла? Ребят, привет, но вы под концовку. Так, ну тут есть еще фильм. Я его сейчас запущу. Эй, вы что, не пропускаетесь? Короче, ни хрена непонятно. Типа тьма ее убила, но на самом деле как... Типа тьма была она, и она убила тьму. Как пропустить? Да твою мать. Безысходность. Так. Игру что ли рестартовать? Да ё-моё. Александр Кириленко. Хохол какой-то. Может, переводчик. Хотя Team Ninja, кодеры с любой части мира могут быть. Ребят, с титрами вы перегнули.
solution, trying to change you. Please don't go, I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please, oh please don't leave here. I don't want you to change for all the hurt that you feel. This world is just illusion, always trying to change you.
Не, я завтра отсыпаться. Ты хоть смотрел там концовку? Въехал, что произошло? Тут под конец 3 чувака подъехало. 3, блядь, чувака. Не смотрел или не въехал. 3 чувака подъехало и свалили. Потому что титры уже пошли. Печаль. Не, спасибо. Я не хочу больше узнавать о психозе. Да и говорю, вот это все ее галюны, как мне кажется, во фильма Hellblade. Давай-ка.
Stormy seas and lost souls.
Who is it?
She's dreamt of this before.
It's coming. Is it?
Что за бред?
They say dreams are visions of our memories.
А можно субтитры?
As seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake?
Ну там как тьма в нее усилилась? Там и труп тьмы был, лежал. И это типа мертвая. Блин.
Yours might be too.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from severe psychotic.
Но они, там не то что как обложку, говорю, они свапнулись как-то. Получается.
The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind.
Во, да, вот видишь.
So would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting.
Это все у нее в голове, как я говорил.
The starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senina in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica, who stood up to the Romans.
Блин. А, я ставлю на паузу, субтитры пропадают. Спасибо, чуваки.
While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
What's your name?
Senua,
I haven't seen you before.
I don't live home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillion, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land. I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
No!
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The Gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a Gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds.
Чё? Про какого кровавого орла?
Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was truth, meaning fool, or liar, one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad
Да не.
sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Truth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end.
The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky,
The heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and people everywhere. Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness such as psychosis is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to
Бред, конечно.
having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive.
You're already dead. Who are you?
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favor of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim, and the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
That's cool. Thanks so much for coming. Pleasure. Thanks. It's really interesting for me. I'd love to be involved. I think it's fascinating.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua's psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhough, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness, and crucially we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside your head.
Based on the information Professor Fernyhough provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears. It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you. Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with two young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences, and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also, crucially, listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
Other common attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks. We met with Recovery College East, who work with and care for people recovering from severe mental disorders. A group of service users gave us their first-hand account of what they experience.
Sometimes when the visions or what we're seeing is too much, it becomes more difficult until eventually we perhaps don't see anything.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told, were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experienced was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
Hands feel now, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper?
I could never know how you grow, all these days are killing me. Now I see deep in me insanity does unfold. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper.
Давай, пока. Я, скорее всего, тоже. Хотя еще, может, с Натах кинчик какой гляну. Если он не спит. Не, сериал долго. Я вообще, кстати, последние недели 3 вообще сериал не смотрел. Все, он со стримом ебался. С настройкой. Возможно, я не спорю.
The students that are involved in this project are incredibly excited about being involved. They have described the experience as being important because it values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that experience becomes valid, that actually it's something that we should all be talking about.
The experiences described range from beautiful to frightening beyond comprehension. I heard of a girl who has to live with an angry voice screaming at her, slamming on her doors and walls 24 hours a day. I met someone who would often see hanging corpses in a room, so real that she would sometimes try to rescue them. The panic and fear that comes with such visions is entirely understandable, and it can be a living horror for some.
Worthless, weak, pathetic. Go on, feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not shy away from showing this horror, and so I was perpetually torn in making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our representations or not far enough?
Broken and lost. Just like your sword.
Come on.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions were the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. There's another aspect of psychosis that is much harder to explain, but one that I think video games are uniquely able to represent, which are often called delusions.
People begin to see patterns in the world. They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things that we might think would be coincidence or, you know, not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance for them.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him, forming a strange and sinister puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction. It's not like the system shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors, and they're completely immersed in it. They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalked them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite quite often the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us. My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and a superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exacerbated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
It's spreading.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question, is what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty. I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away. It was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in a very creative way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
Hellblade will give people a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory kind of asked us to come along and help them build an experience that's positive when it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
А что, вам по копии не подарили? Зачем вам ее покупать? Ребят, помогали ее создавать.
I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions, to increase understanding, and ultimately to make some of the stigma around voice hearing and other experiences go away.
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed, with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and conflicting information that they're getting. I'm very excited by this way of trying to represent mental illness, because I think it actually might be offering us insights that we wouldn't get from pure scientific explorations, and actually giving us quite an empathic view of what it might be like.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet, but why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool? I often pondered this question until I realized that the question had an inbuilt flaw. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals were able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be willing to see differently in order for us to progress and survive as society. And we need to be open to these new ways of seeing. And it is this spirit that motivated me to create Senina's story and share it with you.
Все. Ну все. Пока.